you're going to build a business, know it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2%er Show, the real time, real talk of the journey in business.
Real time, baby.
All right. So today, Bobby, we're going to talk about what? Network marketing. MLM.
Ooh, dirty word.
It gets a bad rep because of the way it's being run and has been run for the last, decade, maybe more?
It's probably more than, it was more than a decade. A lot, way more.
Right.
But 30 or 40 years, maybe.
Yeah. So for those that have this, stigma on network marketing, they think it's a pyramid scheme or Ponzi scheme. We can tell you flat out, it's not. All right. And now, this is coming from people that have not only been in it, but also have even went to business school. So myself, I do have a master's in marketing. And I got to tell you, it's in the textbooks. They teach this to graduate folks that are looking to become executives at companies and whatnot. So for those of you that out there can comment and rant about how it's a pyramid scheme, you're dead wrong. I'm telling you that right now. It's just that it's a business model that was used and was most effective pre-internet age. Would you agree with that?
Correct. So, we're not against MLM, network marketing. We're not against it. Is there a lot of things that may be not good about it sometimes, what people have done within it? Yes. But as a decision, we both agree that it is an integral part of business. Network marketing is a big part of business. Not meaning that you have to be in network marketing company to do that, but just like you said, it's a type of marketing. It's a portion of business. You can learn a lot from network marketing. It's just there's a lot of positive and negative. There's a bunch of people out there that hate it and think it's a scam or think it's this. I could see where they're coming from because there is certain types of it that can seem that way, especially if you've been around those who don't know what the hell they're doing. But on a business perspective, like you said in the textbooks, why do they have this in a textbook? Why are they talking about network marketing? Because literally it's a form of marketing. It's a literal form of advertising. And that's what we want to talk about, how we perceive it that way, break it up as a scientific way of looking at network marketing, and give you some background of, what it was like to be in network marketing, the goods and bads.
So one of the things, product that you would say you started was legal protection, right? It was like that legal product that you can get subscribers to and whatnot.
I remember a long time ago, my parents had that. Then their friend that they worked with came over and talked about that. I was younger, so I didn't really know what they were talking about. But I know my parents had that for years. They had legal protection where they can have a lawyer on call in case they needed legal help. They can call a lawyer without having to pay those big, hourly fees up front. They can get a certain amount of work done for very little per month, which is an awesome idea.
And it was a family friend basically that sold that product to your parents.
Correct.
Right?
Who wasn't a lawyer, who wasn't, didn't do anything legal. It wasn't anything legal that she worked in or anything like that. Right. That was just something she was doing on the side to make income.
Now, what makes the business model very unique and even controversial is that now that same friend that sold them that product can go out and recruit people on his own or build a business team together or build a couple folks interested in doing the same thing he just did, which is basically word of mouth marketing, except that now if he brings these folks on board with him to do the same thing he's doing, which is word of mouth marketing, he's building a network. He's building, a team of people to help him do that. And he also gets compensated a percentage of what they make, right?
Correct. That's the basic of how.
That sounds like real estate to me. That sounds like the financial services industry to me. I mean, there's so many industries that operate, like even franchising, there's a franchisor, right? And then below in that pyramid, you got the franchisee, and below that pyramid, and below that, you have the employees, and obviously the person at the top is making more,
Yeah, and I want to try to see if I could play devil's advocate because I do agree as network marketing as being a way of marketing a solid piece of business. Is it the only one? Absolutely not. Right? Is it something that, I'd say this is the only way to do business? Absolutely not. Now, is there some parts of network marketing that are completely off? Yes. And the reason is because people make it off with any business.
What do you mean?
So, for example, if I go to, let's say, a McDonald's, right? Now, I go in there and the person that's working there treats me horrible. Like they're bad. I still get my food. Now the food is horrible. It just tastes like crap, right? It's everything about the experience is messed up. I didn't like that experience. Now, do I say McDonald's as a whole is garbage, or that whole business sucks because I had a bad experience doing that? No, it's because the person that was serving me and the person that made it screwed up, and they messed up and messed up my personal experience of doing that. Now, network marketing means you have a product itself. Now, whatever the product is, I don't care what it is. Most people think you think network marketing, think of vitamins or some crap like that, or something.
I just want to point out very quickly, you have to have a product in it to be
Correct.
considered network marketing.
Number one thing, the difference that people say that it's a pyramid scheme is illegal or whatever the hell they say, right? Yes, they are correct if they're dealing with something that has no product. That is a pyramid. That is a Ponzi scheme.
That's like Bernie Madoff in finance.
Yeah.
Where he really didn't have the investments. He was making it all up and people were giving him
Yeah,
money.
but a rich white guy does it and it's cool.
Yeah,
right?
Seriously.
Meanwhile, you got the young kid that does the same exact thing,
Right.
and he's he's in a pyramid. He's a scam artist, is whatever. This fool does the same exact thing, right? What do I mean by
the highest level of business?
the highest
by
level
way.
of business? What do I mean that he did the same exact thing as the young kid who just who works at McDonald's, like say, and has the business part time? Because Madoff, he promised people you would make X amount of dollars of this percentage of interest you can make on your money if you give me this amount of money. No guarantee, no product. He just said, I will get you X amount of percentage, whatever it was, 25%, that much if you give me this money. There's no tangible thing in there. He made a promise, a fictitious, right, from the movie. What was that movie called? The one with Leonardo DiCaprio, where he's the finance guy. I don't remember what the movie's called. Where he basically said, if you give me this money, I'm going to give you this percentage. And he kept getting everyone to give him money. Now, he did it easier because he already had a history in being in finance and investing money. But at the end of the day, he promised someone a intangible thing that didn't exist if they gave him money.
And for you young bucks, I gotta tell you, like you have to watch like even the documentaries or even movies they have on this guy, because the reality is he even created the financial statements from nothing. Like he fabricated it all.
Yeah.
And this is talking about hundreds of millions of dollars that he was given from these people and they expected that he was going to manage it, turn a hefty profit with it.
Nope.
And it was all just to like pay for his like lifestyle.
Exactly. That's what a Ponzi scheme is. That's what a pyramid scheme is.
That's when you go to jail.
Jay, I tell Jay, hey, you give me $100,000, $10, whatever, I'll give you 200 grand, right? You give me 100 grand, I'll give this back to you, right? And I tell him that he gives it to me, but there's nothing. I just took the money. I didn't really have a way to do that. I just gave it to him. Now, the way I give him back some money is I tell someone else, hey, can you give me 200 grand because I'll give you this. And I just shift the money, keep shifting it over. Meanwhile, I never made anything yet. I'm just taking this money in. Madoff did that and then made actual invoices that showed people, oh, you're making this money when they didn't make it at all. Right? It's all fake. That's a pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme. There's no actual product connected to it. Now, let me take vitamins. Now, did I ever do anything with vitamins? Did I ever join a network marketing thing with vitamins? No, I did not. I had nothing to do with that. But if I tell Jay, hey, I have these vitamins here, right, and they're good, and you could buy them from me for X amount of dollars, and he buys it from me, he's a consumer. He bought a product from me just like as if I go to CVS and buy some vitamins there. Where the network marketing part comes in is if when he's buying this from me, I tell him, hey, do you want to make money selling this too? And he goes, sure, why not? That's the difference between CVS and me. CVS doesn't give me the option to go sell this vitamin to make money from. Mm-hmm. So one part of network marketing that is a legitimate part of businesses, I can have Jay sell something with me, and now me and him are both salespeople selling vitamins. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's the first part.
That's the first part.
That people get it. They see there's nothing wrong with it. That's not illegal. That's how stuff works. That's how business works, right? Here's where it gets quirky. Here's where people kind of lose a little bit. I tell Jay, hey, we both could sell this, but I know I don't want to sell things for the rest of my life because that's not what business is. I want to have a business that's built without me. So I tell Jay, hey, if you get a team together, 3 of your friends, 2 of your friends, 5 of your friends that want to make money selling vitamins too, guess what? if you bring them and we all sell vitamins together, you can get a piece of that action. That, to someone who maybe is working a job and never been in business or never even thinks about business, right there and then disconnect.
Right.
Because they're used to working for someone else and get the money and get the paycheck immediately right there and then. They never had the option to actually work with somebody else to make more money, make a spread.
They never have the option of being the retailer because they're being supplied the wholesale product.
Correct.
And which network marketing or multi-level marketing, however you want to call it, it basically empowers the individual to do so.
Correct.
You know, and then what do you think is the thing that throws people off? I guess when they get to the point of sharing that with other people to recruit other people to do this, I think the way it's communicated is what gives it a bad name.
Correct.
Would you agree?
Because the two things I think that really gives it a bad rap is, number one is, in and of itself, recruiting is a foreign concept to someone who doesn't want a business or doesn't even think about business or thinks about having a bigger business. Recruiting is weird. Because you've been
recruiting or sponsoring, however,
whatever you want to call it,
yeah,
whatever,
same
they
thing.
all have different names how they say it, right? Sponsoring, recruiting, you know, joining a team, whatever the case may be. You've never been around that, so you think that's weird. That's an opposite, but in reality, you've been recruited. Let's see, for example, AT&T, they have an HR department. They have that recruit. You have to put your resume to them, and they say if you want to work with us, right? Because they want more people to sell their services and products,
Sure.
right? That they call it HR. They call it recruitment, right? But it's under the umbrella of a big corporation. Not weird.
Right.
Jay, the lonely loser, right, with a box of vitamins, says, "Hey, you can have friends and we can recruit other people to sell this." Weird, because it's coming from an individual. No one, right? He didn't have to put a formal resume out to him, or
Right.
show them, or show Jay, "Hey, I have this experience in this area." Right there, because you feel that people feel that you didn't have to have the experience, or because it wasn't a formality through a corporation or this whole rigmarole with resume, all this kind of stuff, that it's automatically weird or it's automatically, a scam. No, it's not. It's just different type of marketing, different way of doing it. You're in the beginning of the selling phase. In AT&T, you're coming in as to do one thing only, is to work either in the sales to make the sale or to be a part of the system that helps in the background to make the sale. The second part, like you mentioned, Jay, was that's weird, that besides the recruiting part that you have the option to is, okay, now is if I want a big team or small team, whatever, to sell whatever it is, vitamins, this, that, whatever the case may be, how do I motivate people to want to do this with me? Let me explain how the job motivates someone to do it. Because if you don't, you're fired.
It's a carrot with a stick, right?
Right? It's a stick. You already know it's going to be a stick.
Yeah.
They ain't no carrot in that thing. You know that you're going to work for someone and they're going to give you money for the time that you put in. It's already set in place. Now, the reason why they're giving you X amount of dollars to work with them, because they already know that they have whatever they're selling is coming in. They just need more help to do it. So you're trading your time and they give you a paycheck. That's what motivates that person to get a job. They're going in knowing the fact that if they get hired, they will get paid X amount of dollars while they're still employed for the hours that they put in. The other way around. Now here, Jay, who is on my team or my whatever you want to do it, right, selling whatever the case may be, he has nothing. I can't make him stay. He's not on my payroll. I'm not paying him every day to stay. What's going to make him stay to want to be on my team and do this? The only thing that's going to make him stay is going to be whatever the hell he wants. I have to figure out a way to get Jay whatever he wants in life. And the way to do that is to show him how money can help him buy it, get it. But I also have to keep him positive in doing that, because he is getting into a business, sales. Right now, I'm getting him into the sales business by selling vitamins.
Correct.
Sales
Although they
is
don't,
rough.
although they don't, most of that, I don't want to call it industry because it's not technically.
It's not an industry.
But like most of network marketing does not want to admit that that's what it is. It's sales.
Stop it. That's what I don't agree with. That's
Right.
one thing that I could agree with
You're
other
selling.
people on.
I mean,
You're
that's
selling.
exactly what you're signing up for. You're not signing up
You-
technically to be a business person.
You're not teaching.
You're a salesperson.
Yep.
And the way that salespeople have been motivated in the past with other business models, like just straight direct selling and door-to-door sales, salesmen, which are, even older than network marketing, the way they were motivated was, through compensation, one, positive affirmations, and even conventions and seminars, or workshops. You see that in network marketing, multi-level marketing. Like there's conventions, there's events, a lot of rah-rah, I guess people call it.
That's one major difference that people get weirded out. That's weird. Because in your job, you don't have rah-rah events.
Yeah, they don't care to motivate you positively.
You have conventions. You go to your convention, right? Your job may have something where you have to go, right? You have to go every quarter, every year, or whatever.
Yeah,
you have to go. So some companies have, if you're in a top sales team or salesperson, you go and they give you a trip or something, right? Or they give you something, or they have events where the managers of the business have to go to figure out how to get things better, right? And to keep the managers happy to train their teams, right? Your job does the same thing, but again, if I'm the manager and let's say I'm in, a T-Mobile or something like that, they got to entice me to stay working at T-Mobile because one, by the money and by keeping me happy. But at the end of the day is they don't have to force me to stay there because I can go anywhere I want because they're giving me the trade-off paycheck. Here, network marketing, the trade-off isn't the paycheck because you're not getting it before you do anything. You're getting paid when you do something. And now to build the team, you need to be motivated to do that and realize you have to be taught business how to do that. And guess what? Motivation takes a lot, right? That's why they have events just like a job would, but the events in network marketing are way different.
Right.
Their music and their positivity, and sometimes there's amazing speakers or clapping or whatever the case may be. That's a little bit weird if you've never been to an event that way. I'll give you an example, just like church. The church you might go to may be a quiet church where you pray, you do your thing, you listen to whatever, and there's not really, much singing or dancing or anything like that. You go to a different type of church, these people never sit down. There's singing, there's joy, and there's all the kind of, it's just two different types of doing it.
Yeah, some churches are doing backflips and stuff.
Correct. And one church be like, what? That church is not real because they're doing backflips. The other one's like, what are you doing? Celebrate life. You're over there sitting in a pew doing nothing, right? You cough and everyone looks at you the wrong way. You know what I mean? Two different ways, but that's the difference. The network marketers, they have to keep you around to keep you positive to sell because you're selling number one, which is difficult in and of itself.
Right.
The no's you get, that's tough. But now you have to be positive to keep selling and be positive to have a team to be around you. Old bosses that I used to have, negative, nasty, you think I could get away from them? No, because that's the job that I have. I was placed and they were my boss. I had to do whatever the hell they told me to do, no matter how bad they were. I couldn't leave because I chose to stay there because of that paycheck. Network marketing, if I come, he's, hey, join me, be a part of my team. And every day he comes in with an attitude and he's rude and he's nasty and he tells me to sell or if you don't sell, you're an idiot, you lose. Guess what? I'm going to go. Nothing's keeping me here. So it has to be extremely positive.
Yeah, you're volunteering to be a part of this because you're not joining a job. You're not
correct.
You're joining basically other people that are salespeople within a company that's supplying whatever you're selling, whatever product at wholesale to you, and then go flip it at retail. But you also get the opportunity to build a distribution network of other people that could do the same.
Two different animals, says two different things. So people can join network marketing, and here's a positive of network marketing. I can go outside of my job time, outside of the 40, 50 hours, whatever a person's working, right? In a day or late evening or whatever the case may be, a day off, I can take a product that I don't have to be a genius in, that I can understand the quality of the product, memorize what it's about, and go to people and sell it to make some money. Plain and simple. Mm-hmm. Sales of products, done. The other part, now I also have the opportunity to say, hey, I'm going to have a team that does this with me. Now I have to get a little bit better because I can't just memorize how a product works and how it's different than the other person. Any idiot can do that.
Sure.
The hard part, in which this is the second positive network marketing I've learned and I've experienced, is they teach you literally how to be in business. One fundamental thing they teach you that's in business is positivity. That's the number one. They're fantastic. Like, I'm talking about the best in business itself. people think, oh, look at Google. Google has sleep pods. They got a free restaurant. They got all this, right? That's awesome. That's freaking cool.
Yeah,
I'm not
man.
doubting. That's awesome.
Everybody wants to go work
Everybody
there.
wants to work there because why? Google's thing, you don't have a set time to work in it, but this project has to be done by this time you finish it done, right? You can bring your dog to work. You can go sleep in a pod. You do all this. You could, whatever you want to do. Awesome. They're making their people happy by doing that. Here, different story. They're not putting out all this kind of money. They have to master keeping you positive because it's a volunteer army. Now, in business, guess what? No matter what business it is, you better be freaking positive. You have to stay positive because I'm telling you, negative, you won't get around to doing the stuff, the work you got to do, the people you got to meet, the sales you got to make. You're negative. You're out. You're shut out to the world. No one wants to be around you. So one thing that I learned from network marketing, that if you need help in this area, go to one. even if you just go to get positivity, because I guarantee you, anyone you meet in any type of network marketing, they're gonna make you feel like the best thing on earth. Mm-hmm. You're a sad sack of crap walking through that little office or door or house, wherever the hell you're going in, and guess what? They're gonna make you feel like a king or queen for that time you're with them, and you need that. Now, people can just use that to get some positivity in their life. No problem.
Join a community.
Right. Now, the other part of it is that network marketing has, that's a real big plus, is now they're also teaching you that, like Michael Gerber, you can't be a vision. You can't be by yourself. You got to have a big vision. They sell you a big vision. Sometimes it's a vision that's kind of a pipe dream. Now, it's a very fine line.
Like get rich quick type of thing?
Correct. It's a very fine line. If I tell you you're going to get rich quick and fast, garbage. Straight up garbage.
And I think that's most of the perception of
yes.
marketing.
And here's why. Because the people, again, it's like a vicious cycle. The new person that's out there that maybe not be with the best trainer or best person that's teaching them something.
Or upline.
Whatever the hell you want to call it. Yeah. They go out and because they're excited, they speak on the products itself, but then they speak about the money and how much rich you can get, how big you can get, how much stuff, because they've never been talked about that before.
Right.
They've never seen that before. So in their eyes and their ears, they're so happy about that they have a future, that they could have a future. Because in the jobs you probably work in, no one's telling you every day, hey, you could be so big, you could do all this, right? No, you could be the boss, or you could be the next owner of this business. They're not telling you that stuff. So when someone hears that for the first time, they get very empowered by that, and they go out. All they talk about is that.
Right.
And they sell that dream of making a lot of money, but what they forget to do? Give the tangible product behind it. And they forget that, and they just say, hey, you should come over here and be a part of us because you could make this.
That's how Herbalife got in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? Because they, in essence, weren't even talking necessarily about the products anymore. It became more about, just recruit people, distributors, basically the product became just getting the company.
That's it. Bad, right there. That's where you draw the line.
Right.
That's how I draw the line.